What's up, YouTube? SWU here, and today I'm going to talk about the absolute best way that two players can enjoy a booster box of Secrets of Power. My brother and I, using this lone booster box, played Trilogy Sealed. That's right, Trilogy Sealed. What is Trilogy Sealed? Well, Trilogy Sealed basically is a combination of limited sealed play with the Trilogy format rule set. Here's how it works. Each player gets 12 booster packs. Conveniently, that's exactly half of a booster box, so one booster box is perfect for two players. You then build 3 separate sealed decks, 30 cards, using normal limited sealed building rules. Now, the Trilogy format is a constructed format that FFG is promoting for competitive play, and all of the rules for gameplay are adopted. Deck building rules are limited sealed. Gameplay rules are you come with 3 separate decks at the start of the match. Each player bans 1 deck of the opponent's. And then you proceed to play a best of 3, where in order to win the set, the winning player has to win with each of their decks 1 game. So you play 3 games, the winner has to win 2 games, but you can't win with the same deck twice. Very, very cool, deep format, but I'm telling you, it's absolutely perfect for limited play. So I'm going to talk about that experience, right? The build portion of Trilogy Sealed is intense and tons of fun, right? Cracking 12 booster packs, twice what you'd normally crack for a regular sealed deck at a pre-release, gives you, over 120 playables, right? You have a lot of options to build from. And while it's only twice the number of packs that you would need for an actual sealed deck, because you have such a wider pool of cards to select from, it totally gives you enough to build 3 distinct sealed decks. In fact, I felt like the power of the decks that my brother and I were able to put together for this were maybe on level of like a strong draft deck, because you just have such a wide choice of options. The build was phenomenal, super engaging, tons of fun. And we actually did it on our own time. So I mailed my brother. We live in the same city, but we don't live next door to each other. So sometimes we can't get together, at a moment's notice. So I mailed him his packs. We both kind of spent an evening separately building our decks, and then we convened for the matches. Now, I'm going to talk about my decks real quick. I'm going to talk about my brother's decks, and then I'm going to kind of splice in some gameplay footage here and talk about how the matches went. But just want to say, like, if you have one person to play with, do this. Like, go get a booster box. You get 2 nights of enjoyment, 1 night for building. You could do the build, but honestly, it took about an hour and a half for us each to build our decks. And it burned a lot of mental calories. Like, building the decks and then playing in the same night might put you into a coma. But man, so much fun. So, okay, so the decks that I built. These are my decks. I put together a Di blue deck, which was kind of built heavily on upgrades. I had Dryden Voss, was kind of my legendary pull that I put in that deck. And then just some good plot stuff and a handful of decent upgrades, upgrade support. And outside of that, just kind of, blue mid-range control, lots of removal, lots of good bodies, but upgrades was kind of the idea here. Probably my best deck was a Colonel Yularen yellow deck, which was built around the idea of trying to flood the field with spy tokens, because those are just really easy to proc with Colonel Yularen's ability of getting an extra attack, kind of like Leia. And so I had, my bombs were, Palpatine, Deidre Mira, Trade Federation delegates was great. And then just a solid curve of solid blue and green villain. And then lastly, Luthen Riel, also blue. Maybe a mistake to have 2 red-blue decks, but I did open quite a dense pool of blue hero, and this was really just like a value mid-range deck. I had a lot of strong space units, which I was kind of hoping would carry me, and Vigil was a strong pull there. Strike Force X-Wing, great card. double Jade Squadron Patrol. I think I missed the other one. Oh, and Captain Rex, totally bonkers. So that's my pool. My brother put together Leia Yellow with a very, very strong pull. A couple legendaries, Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan, which is kind of the chase card of the set, Ebenhawk, Blue Ace, and just like top to bottom, a very strong blue-yellow hero deck. Jabba Green was another one. Value mid-range. Jabba is just such a strong leader in Limited. And just kind of seemed to always have stickier units, and the damage ability on Jabba really carried the games. And then, of course, Mon Mothma. Now, interestingly, my brother went Mon Mothma Green. Mothma has the great ability that you can ignore aspect penalties on non-villain official units you play. So you can kind of do the rainbow. She's kind of like the Hera of the set. You can do the rainbow thing and play, basically any non-villain heroes. But my brother did not include any double green cards. So he really could have gone with any base and splashed, other removal or other off-color things. But this deck ended up actually being really strong. So not going to fault him, even though I probably would have done it different. So sitting down, my brother banned Deirdre Mero, and I banned Jabba the Hutt. So the matches that we played were among these 4 decks. Game 1, we went Colonel Yularen versus Mon Mothma. I stomped Game 1. Yularen's plan of flooding the board with spy tokens and just kind of tactical play with his ability really, really paid off well. Now, my brother's deck, he was doing just all of the officially things, but I was kind of able to keep his board dismantled throughout the game. So at one point he did stick, which I think was kind of a cool flavor win. He stuck a Mon Mothma unit with Figure of Unity on her, but at that point Mon Mothma was the only unit on his field. So it didn't do much for him. I was able to kind of take the game. But that was, game 1, right? So game 1 was a win for me. I then, of course, have to switch to Luthen Riel. Now, at this point, my impression of Mon Mothma as a deck was that it was pretty weak, and I was kind of, making fun of him for it. But he opted to stick with Mothma and said, hey, I know this deck is better than that. I'm going to win game 2. I'm playing Mon Mothma. And so, I thought I was going to wipe the field with him. Well, I could not have been more wrong. Game 2, he not only stuck Mothma with Figure of Unity, but he also just had, there are really good official units, just top to bottom. Like, every unit in his deck, every ground unit was an official. He had a huge field. At one point, with Renowned Dignitaries, he gained 10 life. I got off to a good aggro start, but he came right back, 10 life with Renowned Dignitaries, and at that point the game was kind of over for me. I had established the field that I wanted. I was building a good space presence. I think I had Coronet out, and I was feeling pretty good about things. Well, he landed a Crucible and beefed up his field. I went ahead and knocked it out early, forgetting that it had a when defeated ability. So he had like 4 units on the field, 3 or 4 units that each had 2 experience counters, and just completely overran me. But yeah, Mon Mothma plus Figure of Unity with a bunch of buffed up officials attacking for restore, couldn't overcome it. So he won game 2. Right? Matches are tied. I have to play Luthen again because I already won with Colonel Yularen. He now has to win with Leia. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I could have built Leia, and honestly, the Luthen deck would have been much better as a Leia deck, and she was in my pool, so I could have played, Leia with a red base, and I would have been way better off for it. Leia's wild. Like the ability to, with some degree of regularity, just throw experience tokens all over your field, for the cost of a resource and an action in limited. She kind of feels a little bit like Tarkin did, but a little more flexible in some ways. And yeah, so it's just a bad game. Like, Luthen fell flat, Leia stomped, and he didn't even hit his bombs. Like, Obi didn't come out, Cassian didn't come out. It was just high quality plays. Props to my brother. He just outplayed me. But yeah. So I think I may have made a mistake again when I split built 2 blue-red decks. But Luthen did not did not hold up round 3, and Leia certainly did. Yeah, what a great leader. So, winning with the ladies. Just totally crushed. So that was it. That was the trilogy. So best of 3, he won 1 with each deck. I lost. I couldn't hold it together. But of course, after that was done, we were very curious to see how our band decks played. So we kind of played a bonus round and went Jabba versus Dedra. And I lived the dream. I pulled it off. Like, the reason I built the deck this way was because I wanted to, and obviously I'm kind of chasing the dream here. This was not optimally built, but my goal was, let's get Dryden Voss out, plot out a sudden ferocity, and then Sintakaz can attack with it all in one action, right? So I wait to deploy Dedra until at 9 resources. With Dryden Voss on the field, sudden ferocity up, and then Sintakaz comes in, immediately attacking for 10. Seems kind of cool, and that's exactly what I did. I pulled it off. It was kind of glorious, but at that point, he had a Jabba on the field with an experience counter on it that was just kind of controlling everything I did, and so unfortunately, Dryden Voss had to just run into the Jabba and trade with his leader, and all of that didn't really gain me much. And at that point in the game, I had kind of spent all of my gas trying to set up for the play. So I'm glad I got to live the dream. It was not enough to carry me. And not only did my brother win the trilogy match, he also won the bonus round. So I didn't have the best showing when we played, but that's okay. It was a total blast. A couple thoughts, because I'll just kind of wrap this video, but a couple thoughts on the set in general, building with it, playing with it. We got to kind of dig through an entire booster box and build the best decks we could. This set really seems kind of special to me. Just in relation to some of the other sets that have come out. I think the leader design in particular, just even these 6 leaders here. You've got a couple leaders that are throwing damage around, right? Like, there's always like a ping leader in a set, but these leaders have very, very unique conditions for meeting that and a very different gameplay, right? We've got, the double attack leader. We've got, a Hera-esque leader, but like the official synergy thing is very unique. And then Leia, and this is only just a few, but the leader design really struck me as unique, flavorful, and maybe a little more inspired than some past sets that we've seen. So huge, building decks with these leaders was tons of fun. Plot as a mechanic is phenomenal. I think Star Wars Unlimited is at its best when it is utilizing its resource row for things like Smuggle was so great, Plot's so great. I don't know if that's going to be, I hope they do more kind of resource row mechanics in the future, but I love that. We love that. And overall, the units, like they talked a lot about last set, about how they were kind of making a design shift towards tankier units with higher health pools early down the curve, like a 3/6 here, or it's just more common to see 2/4s with Trace Acolyte. That I love the change that brings to gameplay. I think that it makes it feels like it focuses the action in the combat step, which is the best part of the game anyway, and creates a little bit more strategic board states rather than just like play unit trade. So I love the change in design towards that style of play. I love plot. I loved how, I talked about it with my Dedra deck, how, you can kind of build these plot combos where, you build this plan into a deck, and the whole time you're kind of trying to like orchestrate the fields that you can pull it off. And, in my case, it wasn't enough, but plot came out big in a lot of the games we played. And always felt, it made the leader turn feel so much more impactful. It also really complicated the decision of when do you deploy your leader. It's not always, like you don't always want to just drop on turn 5 if you've got, a plot that is maybe better off a little bit later. So yeah, like 2 thumbs up on this set. Great job, FFG. I'm definitely going to be either making a set cube or a SWU stack or something. This set's kind of a little weird for stack because of the disclose mechanic that doesn't synergize super well with a shared deck kind of environment, but I really, really love this limited format, and I'm going to want to come back to it. So we'll be doing something with these cards for sure. Yeah, FFG sent me this box, along with other things, including this playmat, this lovely premium stitched corner playmat. And so I was super grateful for that. Hope this was interesting content. And yeah, this was, I'm telling you guys, if you got someone to play with, you want to have an amazing game night with a booster box that you're going to open anyway, Trilogy sealed. It is the way to go. I'll be doing this with every new set for sure. I felt like I was able to like really just like soak in the set, learn it really well, and then enjoy every aspect of it in a bunch of different games. Anyway, that's all I got to say. SWU Cube out. Thanks for watching. Be blessed.